it.
I'm not even gonna know it's you.
Okay, so then you go like this and just peel the skin off.
Where's my crayfish?
And then there's the
crayfish. You can have some of mine.
The meat.
The meat.
You eat your crayfish or I snap you. Oh.
Okay. You got it?
Wait, are you keeping those? Yeah. They're my favorite.
Dad,
They're cool.
pull off the tail and what?
I'll show you. I'll come show you.
All right, wash my hands.
Crayfish for dinner.
Yes,
Not
shrimp.
something. And shrimp, which we have plenty of experience with, but crayfish is not something we have much experience with.
It is really good. I'm only eating the shrimp right now. I tried one crayfish.
Say it again.
I only tried one crayfish.
What did you think of it?
It's okay, not my favorite. And I just swallowed it. I put it in my mouth and swallowed it.
Okay. Did it taste like shrimp? What does it taste like?
It was, I just ate it plain, nothing on it.
Oh, you ate it without any ketchup or? Okay, good for you.
It tasted really good.
I love crayfish.
Have you already peeled? Is that all peels?
Yeah.
So you've already eaten everything?
Not everything.
Oh, you got a little bit of meat right there.
No, that's not meat.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. It's this stuff.
It's crayfish. So
Yeah.
what is the meat from the crayfish?
It looks weird.
That's pretty spicy.
Have you eaten it at all?
Me? Yes, I have.
I'm talking to Anna Claire.
I've ate all my crayfish. It's so good.
Okay, so Dominic did not like Ryan's tuna fish yesterday, but he does like crayfish.
He's crazy, isn't he?
That's good to know.
Oh, and
Wait.
also, he's sometimes crazy. Very crazy.
Of course, he's Dominic.
And also, he's a picky eater.
About your horseradish?
Guys,
It's actually really.
Do you want my crayfish?
No.
Now
get
it's
the-
pretty hot, spicy.
okay, so about my horseradish, thank you very much to Angela Shea. I think she finally gave me the tip that has made the difference in my horseradish. I have harvested horseradish multiple times, constantly found it lacking in any kind of heat. And I like horseradish. I like it to have heat. I like it to clean out my sinuses. But it usually doesn't. Needless to say, this last time that I decided to make fire cider in the middle of winter, so I was making it in January, I went outside and harvested my horseradish that was still buried in the ground without any leaves, and tried to follow all the instructions that I have looked up before on the internet about how to make it hot. And
Spicy.
also at the same time tried to look up a lot of different varieties of horseradish to find out I just figured I must have had
corn from?
just a minute. I figured that I must have had a variety of horseradish that wasn't very hot. Finally put it out there on Instagram, and Angela Shea chimes in and said it needs to be harvested after the first frost in order to get any heat from it. It's like, oh, finally I understand, and that's precisely why this last batch had some heat, because I harvested it in January to make fire cider. When I made fire cider before, it was in like September or October. We didn't get a frost until late October. And I've harvested in the summer before, and again, not gotten anything, so that's the key.
And it's
After the first frost.
It's like fire ants.
It does not taste like fire ants.
Yeah, it does.
Are you talking about horseradish or are you talking about fire cider?
I'm talking about the fire cider.
Okay, yes, Damien doesn't like fire cider.
It tastes like fire ants. Well, how do you know? Have you ever tasted fire
You don't like
ants?
corn?
Yes, I have.
I really like corn. Oh, the spicy corn?
Yes.
Oh, that's
you can
probably why she
have it.
doesn't like it, because she doesn't like spice.
We're all eating that.
What do you think? You're not big on crayfish? Okay. Dad's eaten this multiple times because he goes down to Louisiana every year.
So good.
It is amazing. He
It's a
goes down to
delicacy.
South Louisiana.
Yes,
It's a delicacy.
It's so good.
And I'm really impressed that somebody actually made up tartar sauce. I mean, not tartar sauce, cocktail sauce. You did that? Usually I'm just putting some ketchup and a little bit of horseradish on my plate to mix it together. Nobody makes up a whole batch of it. So thank you, Isaac.
Mom, I made one of y'all's and one of ours.
Okay.
Isaac, do you want my
You
last
like the corn,
two?
Damien?
I like them. I think they're delicious.
Me too.
So who did we get this?
Want this?
Should we give somebody a
Want this?
Get out, shout out.
shout out? Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say.
Shout out to the guides who took us duck hunting and fishing.
I don't like it.
And they made all this. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
So do they have a? Did the guides have a
I
name?
don't like cod.
DJ. What is the other one's? I can't remember the other one's names.
Hey, Mom.
But I remember DJ. DJ is a great guy.
Mom, let me give you a secret.
And they're in where?
Louisiana. Chauvin, Louisiana.
Chauvin?
Near Houma.
Okay. So that's where Charlie goes duck hunting and fishing every January over Anna Claire's birthday. Gotta put that little dig in there.
I'm still mad about.
It
It
is
always goes on over Anna Claire's
Hey,
birthday.
I'm sorry, at least your birthday's not in Lent.
Let me give you a little tip about this stuff.
This stuff.
It's yucky. Very yucky.
No, it's not. It's really yummy.
Yeah.
It's very yummy. I ate it all.
So obviously in a large family you have a variety of opinions. You probably have a variety of opinions in a small family too.
Yeah.
So we're getting another load of firewood delivered and the kids are unloading it. Need to have that firewood for this next upcoming storm. Be right back. So glad to have gotten that firewood. A possibility of another winter storm this weekend, and Charlie and I are supposed to be in Tennessee, so the kids might be here on their own dealing with that, and they definitely need to have a heat source just in case we lose power. But even though we didn't lose power last weekend, we really went through some firewood. The fireplace heats up, keeps the dining room and really the bottom half of the house nice and comfortable, but it's not the most efficient at burning wood, and some of this wood isn't as seasoned as it needs to be. So, I mean, it definitely tells us that we do need to look into having a wood burning stove in the future, because that would be much more efficient and take less wood to produce more heat. Keeping my fingers crossed we'll be able to get one maybe before next winter, but that's what I've been hoping for the last 10 years, so everybody out there knows how that goes. I did get a kitchen this year though, so for that I am very grateful. No complaints from here. We have wood, we have a fireplace, we can stay warm even if it's taking extra wood to do it. We got quite a harvest of pumpkins and winter squashes. There's a bunch more down here. This past summer and fall, some of them are starting to go bad, so I'm going to weed through them real quick and toss a bunch in a wheelbarrow to give to the pigs. Oh yeah, that's not going to be one that we can. It's not looking so good. not worth keeping. Yeah, that one's getting bad. So there's that one.
Open a gate.
So obviously some of this is less than appetizing. Some of this went bad a long time ago. Some of this has disintegrated so much it just left the seeds behind.
You trying to make it?
All right, let me hand you the
Sure.
crawfish, corn, mess from dinner. Okay, Isaac's got all that ready to go to the pigs.
And not for
You
you
can-
to eat.
Isaac, you can give some of the, something that's already split open to the turkeys. And maybe one, split one open for each of the chicken pens. So they can have some too, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Pumpkin seeds are really healthy for animals and humans. They're a natural dewormer. So it's great for us to, grow extra pumpkin every year. Or whatever kind of squash. It's not just pumpkins. Any kind of winter squash, they're pretty much all in the same family. Grow extra, and you just have this food that you grew that you can feed for your animals during the winter. You can save some for yourself, and as you can see, we still have a lot of extra. That's still plenty that I need to can up, and if I remember while I'm out of town this weekend, that's something I'll have each of the kids do. It worked real well the last time when I said, hey kids, each of you peel, no. I said, each of you peel one of these smaller Seminole squashes for me, or Seminole pumpkins, and dice it up and throw it into a container, a bowl of water, and it's perfect. I just come home and boil all the squash and process it. And I didn't have to do quite as much work. They each had a small amount of work to do that in the end, because there's so many of the kids, ended up with a good bit of pumpkin for me to process, and I think I easily ended up with a canner full of 19 quarts of pumpkin the last time we did that. And I processed a couple myself, but that was a no-brainer, and put a lot of food into the utility room for us.
Hi. So I'm gonna show y'all what happened when we did not give them feed. I mean, not feed. I mean hay during that big snowstorm. So as you can see, we're in the pig's pen. So we have a huge shortage of hay. So we could not give them any because we had to feed the cows, right? So the pigs decided to keep warm. They would make a giant hole in the ground. So they would all fit, I think, and so they would be able to stay warm. Now, isn't that interesting? Them being able to just dig a hole to stay warm. I think it is. Bye.